Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Last time we finished off the DLC and we're out of there for now. And this time we're back in Firelink Shrine. We have some things to take care of with the souls we gained from defeating Manus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it?
Alright, so we have some things we can buy from Petrus. I'm gonna buy Homeward. Suppose we could get Seek Guidance. You can get multiple casts of the same miracle, so if we bought another heal, we could have attuned 2 heals and have technically 10 casts of it. But we don't need to do that, and also Great Heal Excerpt is really expensive. I don't know why I bought the, what's it called? I don't know why I bought the, where is it? Seek Guidance spell, but, I don't know, it was there, I saw it, so I got it. Yeah, so... And Sigmar seems to still be here.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
So he's still hanging around Firelink, I suppose. Let's see how Big Hat's doing. He still hasn't moved on either. Yes. Alright, looks like we've got mostly just the same kind of dialogue from everybody.
Hello there. Glad to see you alive.
And of course, Big Hat Logan doesn't even really acknowledge us for learning sorceries. We are not intelligent enough with only 10 int. We need at least 15 before he will sell stuff to us. And then of course Laurentius. Just gonna ask about the pyromancies we got down Blight Town. If we tell him bad stuff happens, I may cave and do it later, but not for now.
No, I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
I really had no reason to do that. I just wanted to punch him. Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just, I'm taking it easy after the last few episodes. A lot of tough boss fights in the DLC and very close together, so it's nice to have some time away. So I apologize if I'm wasting a little time, but we're kind of in the grace period before we start heading into all of the Lord Soul fights. So we'll be getting to those very soon here. But first, let's talk to Domhnall, because we actually have some things to get from him.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Aye. Alright. So, Master Key, of course, we can't buy it because we already have one. We know what that does. The crystal stuff, I told you, not going to buy any of these because you can't repair them, which is sad because they're kind of neat weapons, but I will... You can get them as drops, so maybe we'll check them out at some other point, or maybe I'll buy them from him near the end of the game, but for now, I don't think I'm gonna do that just yet. But you see here, since we haven't seen Domhnall since we went to Anor Londo, since Sen's actually, so you see he now has the Iron Golem armor. If we check this out, head of the Iron Golem, body of the Iron Golem, guardian of the ancient Sen's fortress, slayer of heroes who ventured forth to Anor Londo. Without its core, it is a mere hunk of iron and can be equipped as solid protective gear, but its immense weight hinders stamina recovery, and if you take a look, just the body piece takes 16 weight up. And the funny thing is they never quantify that as any sort of units. They don't mention it as pounds or I don't know what else, but just kind of a funny little detail. Then of course we have Smo, the Executioner, protector of the cathedral at the Forsaken City of Anor Londo. It offers extremely high defense and can be worn by humans, but not without great difficulty. And then we have Artorias, having defeated him. Armor of Artorias the Abyss Walker, one of Gwyn's 4 knights. The death of the armor's owner can be surmised as surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss and the tattered azure blue cape, once a symbol of pride and glory. And you see this armor set is really expensive. For one piece, takes 20,000 souls. So we really have to get some funds together if we want to go for that. But for now, let's buy Smo's set, because I mean we're kind of working towards his stature in some ways, And I'll leave the rest. On our backup, which we haven't seen for quite a long time, we bought the Helm of the Wise, but
Thank you.
don't have that
was
on
a
this
fine
guy.
trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Of course. Yeah, we'll probably be back to Domhnall once we have enough souls, perhaps, to afford some of the other stuff he has to offer. If not, this playthrough, once again, in New Game Plus. If I haven't mentioned it again, or if I haven't mentioned it enough, I'll say it again. We will be going through and doing some content, if only some bonus episodes. I don't know that I'll do the entire playthrough, but I'll definitely show off anything that we missed now on that playthrough. So, that's done. Let's head back to Andre. Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Play Smo Souls. Alright. We are back in Andre's domain here. His blacksmith, his smithy, his smithery. And we're gonna give him a little talking to.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged?
No, sir. We are as beautiful and mighty as we could ever be. But we do want this Crest of Artorias. Been holding off on this thing for a while, but it's finally time to make that investment. Let's also repair all of our stuff. I think it's time for it. Yeah.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Alright. Honestly, you don't need to repair your stuff half as often as I'm doing, but I'm just doing it because also you see with Smo's great hammer, Smo's hammer, I guess, just a normal hammer to him. But with this weapon, we can't wield it one-handed because it's just too damn heavy. This thing takes a whopping 58 strength, but with what we have at the moment, we can at least two-hand it semi-tolerably. We can work with it. Still not the best, and I mean, just looking at how slow we are in general. Oh. But you see right off, I mean, it's not without reason. We can now take hits like a champ. And I'm probably not gonna stick with this because it's really not going to be to my benefit once we're dealing with magic casters and just in general harder hitting enemies out in Darkroot, but I thought it would be funny to at least show it off a little bit, before we can properly wield it. I don't know that we'll even be able to properly wield it, but have a little fun with it. I mean, only problem is, God, we are sluggish. We gotta, I don't know, we gotta schedule things in advance so people know. It's like, alright, I'm gonna be in Darkroot Forest soon, guys. Just, it's a trek. So, before we open that door now, let's rest right here. And let's attune our magic. I was going for the emit force thing previously, but I think we're just going to go with, oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Gonna go with heal, and we're gonna go with homeward. Homeward just because we're running out of homeward bones, and I like having it. It's for convenience sake, and we're not using any of our offensive miracles anyways, so. So we enter the Crest of Artorias into this gateway, and it opens for us, leading into Darkroot Forest proper. Now, something about Darkroot Forest is that it, in the past, was a very popular zone for PvP, and I'm curious to see if this will do anything, aside from probably over-encumber us. But we're still part of the Blades of Darkmoon. And, oh yeah, I can't even do that. I'm gonna need to put on my old stuff. Okay, that's enough with the Smo stuff for now. We'll get back to it another time, but yeah, just can't deal with it at the moment. So, alright. That head though. But yeah, you see here, where our head would be is where the neck eyeballs are, and then the head itself is just kind of ornamental. let's just change everything. I am not comfortable being in this area with that setup. But yeah, so now that we're wearing the ring... Oh, hi there. Now we're wearing the ring, if there's anybody who is a sinner, or in other words, a dark wraith, anybody who invades other players, we will be sent to their world to punish them. We punch the guilty as a blade of dark moon. But you see... Oh! Wow! Okay. You see there are there's a band of unsavory folks guarding the forest itself. This is actually the site of a covenant all their own. Those guys are parts of the covenant, and you saw there they don't like visitors. They're not fans of outsiders. I'm just gonna not even try for these things. I'm not going to try and invade people. I'm not good at PvP anyways. Like, don't let it fool you as though there's anything to fool you, but I'm not very good at the whole combat stuff versus other people. I'm just not very good at the combat stuff at all right now. But if you see this guy, you know, he's translucent. You can see through him. And the reason for this is he's wearing, I believe, the Ring of Fog is the item that causes this effect. It used to be, I believe, the enemies in this area who appeared this way couldn't be targeted, actually. And if you can imagine fighting these guys untargeted, I mean, you can do it, certainly, but it makes combat a bit of a hassle, and keeping track of them especially. So he goes down. Some of these guys don't respawn, others do. I think he's one of the ones who do. Don't quote me on it. We'll see. We'll see if I end up dying somewhere along the line here. But you see, we just want to go through cautiously. Oh, ow. Go through cautiously and take these guys out one by one, because there's quite a few of them. We just took out a sorcerer there. The guy we took out before was sort of a shrouded, hidden knight. You know, he's got the Ring of Fog going on. He's trying to go for the stealthy approach, but then, you know, get the element of surprise on us with his claymore, I think he has. And there's quite a fair amount more people out here who will be after us. But if we head over this way, we kind of follow along the wall here, we'll eventually get into sort of tree people territory. And the tree people are just as nasty as ever. But that said, they never were too big of an issue. Just don't get grabbed by them. And don't get overwhelmed by too many of them at once. That's sort of the two main things to keep mind of. So we'll head in here, make sure we're taking out as many of them as we can. Because I believe after a certain point they will all just start coming after you at one time. Oh, here's one. Nope. But yeah. Yep, see. They just all start gathering up at once. Ah. And while just a few hits from one isn't a big deal, bunch of hits from a bunch of them all at one time can be a little more hazardous. So you take out those guys, and if we run to the end here, we actually come across another set, the Eastern set, worn by Shiva of the East, who we have not met yet, but a distinctive helm made in an Eastern land. Exquisitely crafted, this helm offers excellent defense, particularly versus slash attacks, which are one of the main threats in battles in the East. Since there's a lot of katana and curved sword weapons in the East, that sort of fits along with the description there. But check out the Eastern set. Very, very nice. As some of the sets you can get somewhat earlier in the game go, this one is pretty good looking. Oh, nice. But just the kind of ornamental aspects of this set are really neat. The lion on the shoulder pad there, sort of the red that comes out in the main part in the chest plate, and then you've got kind of these multiple visors going on in the helmet and the spike coming out of the top. It's an interesting set, and it's a pretty good, I believe, mid-range weight set. If I check out the weights here, it's actually a little more on the heavy side. Yeah, it's a little heavier than Katarina armor, which looks really tubby, but actually is on pretty lightweight of the heavy sets. So maybe we'll keep some parts of this set on, but not all of them, certainly. I don't know. We could keep the leggings on. I don't even know. I don't know what fits best for us. I kind of like our old style better, to be perfectly truthful with you. So we'll stick with that. I don't know why this set that we've got here is just kind of, it's clicked with me. So I've been using it a lot in the last few episodes. Whoops. That was just clumsy. I thought he was a little further over the left than he was. There you go. I think I'm even getting a little lost in these woods. Alright. So you can see a lot of mirrors to the Royal Wood. It's a different time of day, of course, but taking a look at it geographically, we can see this is the lake where the Hydra was. Down there is the waterfall overlooking it. There's a bridge over the top of the waterfall, or just over the edge of it. Yeah, so they're different areas. They're not the same by any means, but they mirror each other in a few ways. Like, there are a few vital points that all mix together. And then if we come back out this way where we got the eastern set, got stuck on some trees there, we can see, again, the Undead Burg and the bridge over there leading into the parish and leading up the mountain. Sen's probably somewhere back here, if that isn't Sen's itself in the square building. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, because that's the path that leads back up over to where Andre is, so I think that makes sense. I think it all connects in a somewhat logical way. It's neat to look out at other parts of the world and kind of see how everything connects. Anyways, we've killed all the trees over here, I think, so what we want to do is we want to get back to where the bandits inhabiting the forest lurked. Oh, there's another guy. Actually, another knight, invisible knight. Oh! Damn, that damage. Alright. I think it just comes along with our makeup. I hear somebody else coming. Somebody else is coming. Oh god, it's an assassin. Oh. So yeah, a little more fitting for the Ring of Fog usage. The assassin, he wields the bandit knife. Ah, I hate you guys. Oh, damn! Wow. Look at me thinking I'm being clever with the jump attack. He's having none of that. Alright. It's okay. But now we can see who respawns. I believe the first knight we fought will actually respawn again. It was right over there that they killed us. It's okay. We got some neat stuff the last run. Yeah, the forest is a pretty nasty area. To be perfectly blunt, there's a lot of dickery going around in this place. Also, my weapon is slow, and I'm getting caught on a lot of silly exchanges. So let's stay over here. Let's not piss off the trees again. Let's go get our souls back. This guy, I think, will come up behind you and backstab you. In fact, I think he makes more efforts than most others to do so. It doesn't seem like the first invisible knight respawns, so maybe it's not a thing that they do. Let's see if we can find the other guy, though. Well, I hear him. It's the one thing you can hear from his heavy armor, even if he's invisible. Well, partially invisible. He's not fully. We can see him. But, oh. Getting fancy over here. I'll kick you. I'll kick you again. Kick you forever! Okay. And there should be one more right here. This bow lady, I believe. Whoops! Don't fall off the cliff there, I want your stuff. They're in a weird spot. Alright. Don't dodge this. Thank you. She falls. And this is one of the few who actually dropped something. She has a guaranteed drop. Oh, she gave us twin humanities too. But she gives us Ferris's hat and also the... what's it? Where is it? The black bow of Ferris. So that may have been Ferris, or it might have been somebody using the attire and weaponry of Ferris. Has a longer range than standard bows, but is more difficult to use without proper abilities. Results will be underwhelming. So it's the preferred black bow of the heroic archer Ferris. Not a lot on Ferris, but an interesting character. So let's check out the Ferris hat. This actually completes the leather set, which is the hunter class's starting armor set, but they don't get the hat, similar to how the cleric class does not get the full monk set. When they start out, they don't get the hat. So, broad-brimmed hat favored by the archer hero Ferris. Ferris was an accomplished archer, and though he was human... Oh, I guess Ferris was a he. He ranked alongside Hawkeye Goth, one of the 4 knights of Lord Gwyn. His hat is universally popular among children. So Ferris is this subject of sort of folklore or folk tales told to children, and sort of a popular figure, a heroic figure, though not as mighty as Goth was, being one of the heroes of Gwyn. You know, he in his own right had some fame to be told. So I think that's everybody except for these last two. We've got a bandit over there and a cleric who's coming to kick our butt right here. Of course, he's got the east-west shield and the mace. Standard starting gear for a cleric, as we began ourselves, and he is kicking my ass. I apologize, this is just... I'm just sloppy today. I'm having a bad day with Dark Souls. You know, I was fighting Manus earlier, and took, what, 8 tries? 9 tries? I don't know how many tries. Too many, regardless. And now here I am in the forest, getting trounced by, just these normal dudes. But, let's finish off strong. Stick that right through your ribcage, and you're done, son. So you see a lot of these archetype characters in the bandits who lurk in this upper section of Darkroot Forest. You see the knights, the thief, the bandit, the cleric, the sorcerer. You see all kinds, and they're all defending this part of the forest, and it's interesting to think what they're defending. But let's talk to Alvina. Remember her? She was the one who guided us through the abyss in the past.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark? 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
So, Alvina is essentially kind of naysaying us and saying, don't go seeking a way to traverse the abyss, as Artorius was the Abyss Walker. He forged a covenant in order to do so. But, you have to be careful here. The way she puts this to you is kind of vague, but she says, don't go looking for nothing. I believe you want to agree with her and just say yes?
Well, indeed. Thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
So we found another covenant here, the Forest Hunter Covenant. And since we're not really going to be doing much with the Blades of Dark Moon, we're going to go on ahead and switch over.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
Yes.
And here taketh this ring.
The cat covenant ring.
If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsman forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
So if we harm anybody in the Forest Hunter Covenant, and beyond that, any inhabitants of the forest, we're gonna be in bad shape. And you see, after we talked to her, this guy wasn't here before, but we've seen his armor before. We actually just picked it up earlier. He has the Eastern set. This is Shiva of the East. And he only appears along with his fellow in the back there, the ninja dude, in the Shadow set, after talking with Alvina and joining the Covenant, so...
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear. Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Alvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
So he welcomes us to the Covenant personally, and goes over the rules once more. Seems like a pretty good-spirited guy.
Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough. Hunters with patience score the best kills.
Indeed. So same as with the ring of the Dark Moon Blade Covenant, putting on the Cat Covenant ring allows you to invade specifically in the Darkroot Forest, or the Darkroot Wood, as Alvina put it. This ring granted those bound by the Forest Hunter Covenant answer Alvina's summoning. The White Cat Alvina speaks a human tongue and has lived since the early Age of Fire. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the Great Wolf Sith. So that's interesting. She wards us away to go further into the forest and seek the art of abyss walking. But it seems that she's denying that there's anything there, that whatever we seek, it's not there. So whatever she's saying, it doesn't seem like it's true. But we know a little more to the story since we've already been to Ulasil. And we've seen what goes on with the Abyss and why maybe she's denying its existence and trying to hide it away. Trying to obscure the path to it. So this guy, when you try and speak to him, he doesn't say anything. But if after speaking to him, you speak to Shiva...
Ah, did you notice that one with sharp eyes? He is one of the clan from the east, like myself. Always slinking in the shadows. But he is a tough one. You will see what I mean. Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough.
So that's what he has to say to us. There's going to be more with Shiva of the East, but his questline was cut. There's actually going to be another invasion with Shiva, I believe in the Painted World of Ariamis, possibly? I think it was there, but there was also something to do with the Chaos Blade, which you could get by forging Quaelag's soul into this katana weapon that he was seeking. I don't believe that actually occurs in the final game. I think that was removed, so it's some unused content, a cut quest, and that's all it is now. So let's spend the rest of the episode, we'll explore what we can of Darkroot, and remember, based on what they said, we cannot interfere with any of the creatures of the forest anymore, so even if they attack us, which unfortunately they will, we cannot defend ourselves. We have to be evasive instead. So, but if we check out this treasure chest, we find another set. We get the stone set, similar to what we found actually in DLC with the Guardians. The Guardian helms, or the Guardian set, and the stone set are similar in a lot of ways. You see, what is that going on? Oh, you can still see our blueness through the visor of the helmet. It's kind of funny. But if we put this set on, it is the same as that of the stone knights who we fought near the Moonlight Butterfly. So the moss-covered armor of the Stone Knight, defender of the Darkroot Garden. The Stone Knight is a product of ancient magic, and although these leggings are also imbued with magic, they are incredibly heavy. So take a look at that. Pretty heavy stuff. Definitely fat rolling with that on. But if we grind the Stone Knights, we can actually get their sword and their shield as a rare drop. But it's a pretty rare chance drop, so I'm not gonna be bothered by it. We're just gonna keep on going. And yeah, that's where those gloves went up. And then Katarina. Nah. Chester. Okay. I don't think there's anything this way. Yeah, there's nothing. But we'll take a look around. There is an ember for us to get deeper within the forest here. Actually, just ahead here. So if we drop down a little bit, run along the side, we see this little rift in the ground. Kind of similar to what was left by the Abyss in the Royal Wood, but since it's sort of flooded over, filled with water, been lost to time. And actually I'm trying to think if there's an area that actually connects to the Valley of the Drakes from here. Not from here specifically, but I know there's some place, maybe closer to Firelink, maybe in the graveyard, or I don't know. I've never actually seen that. Oh, look at these guys. These are my absolute favorite creatures in the entire goddamn series. The Mushroom Children and the Mushroom Parents. These guys are adorable. I love them. I wish I could just walk up to them, give them a hug or something, because they are just fantastic creatures. Let's get our stuff back on there. But the parents are very territorial. The little ones, they just kind of wander around. We can pretty safely follow them around, and nobody will bother us about it, or they won't bother us about it. The parents, they're a little more suspicious. They don't trust us, so they're always going to be watching. And if you do, for whatever horrid reason, such as the fact that these guys do have a chance to drop gold pine resin, they'll let out a shriek as they die, which will attract the parents to them. So don't be a jerk. Don't kill the babies. They're cute. And now the parents, you see, they're very slow, but they pack a punch. I'm gonna put on something a little heavier than what we have. Wear Smo's armor and absorb this blow. See, they hit for quite a bit. Despite the lack of speed or finesse, yeah, they can defend themselves pretty aptly, and if you are clumsy against them for even but a moment, you'll find yourself with your skeleton punched out of your body, most likely. So that said, we really do want that treasure chest that they're kind of, they've made their home by. So we want to distract them, maybe make them throw a punch, and then run right over, open this baby up, get the enchanted ember from it, and just walk away. And there you have it. So, now I don't recall, but I think that approaching Sif here, sorry I spoiled it there, but yeah, Sif is at the end of this pathway here, and he's grown since we last saw him. But if we approach him, I believe we get kicked out of the Forest Hunter Covenant. So I want to do as much as I can with what we can do with them before that point. We've had the cat ring equipped, but we haven't actually seen anything come from that. And then we also have these creatures, larger versions of what Alvina is. Oh! Hi! These are... Oh my god. These are very angry cats. These are... I don't remember what they are. Giant felines? Or... giant cats. I always like to call them cat bears or catigators because they have these ridiculous long maws with razor-sharp teeth. And just the way that they kind of stagger around. I don't know. I call them cat bears, catigators. Call them whatever you want. Giant felines, probably a more fitting name. But you see, we're just dealing with one now. What you don't see is there's actually two lying in wait up above. And these guys are bad news. They are a mini-boss, so once you kill them once, they're gone for good. Thank goodness. But they are quite dangerous, and they are quite mobile, more than one might think. But if we run across here, if you remember, this is actually very similar to where we first encountered Calamite in the Royal Wood. And the gateway to Sif's location, or I guess to be more accurate, the Grave of Artorias, that mirrors the Sanctuary Garden, where we meet Elizabeth and also where we fight the Sanctuary Guardian. So everything ties together in some interesting ways in these two areas. Finally, if we run across this bridge, after I believe we've gotten more or less everything we can get, we can drop all the way down, and we end up right down at the base where we fought the Hydra. And I pointed out this ladder before, but essentially that's how everything connects. Darkroot Basin up to Darkroot Garden, Forest, Wood, etc. So, gonna use Homeward, and we're gonna get the heck out of here. And let me check our time. We are about 40 minutes into the episode, so I'm gonna do just a little bit more. We're going to go to the Daughter of Chaos, see how she's doing. And I'm not sure if this is going to work out how I think it is, but Shiva of the East should appear in this area at some point in time. And I think it should be now, and I'd like to take care of it now. Because, yeah, because soon we're going to be going for Sif to continue along with what I'd like to do next in the story progression. So, alright, popping on the Rusted Iron Ring, and we're almost to Blighttown. Brace your frame rate. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna try and evade conflict with the giant dudes who hang out down here. Don't need them throwing rocks at us. Don't mind getting poisoned too much, though. So, okay. I do want to check one other character. I don't know if she's going to appear at this point. It's either based on how much you level up your Pyromancy Glove, or it's based on your progression in the story, like a certain boss you have to kill or something. It doesn't look like she's here yet. Or maybe I went to the wrong one. Is she here? I think this is the correct one, but I don't think she's here regardless, so... Yep. Alright, we'll have to try that some other time. We'll have to level up our Pyromancy Glove or do something else. I'm not sure. But you see, as I thought... Oh god! As I thought, Shiva of the East has shown up in Blighttown. Oh, lordy. Okay. Well. Got a dung pie for our troubles. Good. Great. I love it. Oh, get out. Oh, get out. Oh. All to get all. Get out. Okay. Before I speak to Shiva, I actually want to find where his friend is, because I'm pretty sure... Yep. He's hanging right in plain sight there. I didn't see him around the corner, though. Again, he does not speak. But let's test this before we speak to Shiva, and then let's see what he has to say.
Hello again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap.
Alright, great. So we can learn a gesture from him, which is to look skyward. A bit of a discouraging pose. Oh, I didn't know he sold a stone greatsword. Alright, that's interesting. I didn't know that was something he did. I thought that was a rare drop exclusively. But he sells a pretty good range here. I want to be careful because we will actually die if I don't keep track of my poison. Actually, no, I think we have more than our max health to lose in it. But you see, he sells the Eastwood Grain Ring, slows loss of weapon durability. This special ring, crafted in Eastern land, is made of gold, but with a wood grain crest on its surface. This ring slows the loss of weapon durability and is particularly useful to bearers of delicate swords crafted in the East. And then, if we take a look down here, stone knights who guard the Darkroot Garden wield this moss-covered greatsword. The same magic which created the stone knights is imbued in the sword. Unleash this power by wielding the sword with 2 hands. That's the Tranquil Walk of Peace ability that this sword has to it. Then we have the Flamberge we saw from the Slithering Serpent Men. We have the Demon Great Machete, which is a drop from the Capra Demon, and it makes mention of lesser Capra Demons, which are found in the Demon Ruins. But they use these great swords in pairs. The blade is cast iron and hooked. The sword is imbued with no particular magic, but for those who have the strength, its great weight will smash foes mercilessly. I'm not a big fan of it. It takes 40 strength to wield. It's really on the slow side, and it's kind of neat. And I mean, if you like the look of the Capra Demon, kind of this weird barbed blade, then maybe you might like it, but that's the Demon Great Machete. Then we have the Shuttle, which we got in Sen's Fortress. We can get a second one and pull a Lautrec of Kareem. Got the Uchi Katana, if you want to buy that instead of killing the Undead Merchant for it, like we did. The Washing Pole, which is a unique katana. It's ridiculously long, and it's found its way into Dark Souls 2 and potentially Dark Souls 3. I don't know if they're going to go with that, but the Washing Pole is just ridiculous. It's like, I guess by comparison, I feel dumb referencing this, but if you look at like Sephiroth's katana in Final Fantasy VII, it's around there. And then finally, we've seen the Demon's Great Axe, but the claw we haven't seen yet is a fist weapon. It's a weapon formed by 3 sharp claws, so you can be Wolverine. These cause bleeding with their attacks, and the wounds inflicted are not easily mended. Preferred weapon of the spooks of an eastern land. And finally, the Demon Spear, carved from the bones of fellow demons, wielded by the slim, lesser Batwing demons, which we encountered in Anor Londo. The weapon of these Chaos Demons wandering Anor Londo are different from those of other Chaos Demons and are imbued with lightning. So that's everything he sells. It's all very expensive, and I'd rather keep my souls. So we're not going to buy any of it, at least not for now. But there you have it. That's what those things are for. And the Eastwood Grain Ring is actually quite nice if you're using katana weapons or any weapon with low durability, because like it says, it will slow that durability loss. So keep that in mind. Let me take another look at the time. We've got about 46 minutes in. I don't want to go much longer, but...
We meet again. I have the equipment, if you have the need.
Yeah, great. So, the other things we can do within the Forest Hunter Covenant, we can, of course, hunt other people in the Darkroot Garden, and when you kill them, you get things from them. I think it might be based on their starting gift, or maybe it might just be random. I'm not entirely certain myself. But one particular thing you can get from the Forest Hunter Covenant is obtained only by killing this guy. And by killing this guy, you are kicked out of the Forest Hunter Covenant. So, there are some other things we could get. We could get the Ring of Fog I mentioned, which makes you sort of invisible as this guy appears to us. Helps you blend into the environment a little bit. But what we want is on this guy, and you'll see why soon. It's totally worth it.
You have some guts to turn on us. Have a look at my sword. For it's the last thing you'll see.
Alright. Sounds good, Shiva. Oh, that slow roll totally put me off my timing. Alright, well, let's grab the ring, just in case. Dark wood grain ring. And Shiva appears to have... Ooh! Shiva appears to have poisoned himself. And I almost poisoned myself, so I'm one to talk, but... Shiva has this great curved sword, and he's a force to be reckoned with. But, seeing as he's sort of poisoning himself here, and he is a little on the slow side, he may find himself more befitting of the title.
Oh, fool. You.
Shiva the Deceased. What? Yeah! Okay. Let's never speak of this again. So we get the Mirakumo and the Iron Round Shield. And then we get poisoned because we're a horrible person. There might be one other thing I can think of that we could do in Blighttown before we head out. Actually, two things we could do. I may do them. Or I may wait until next episode. Because we're already running pretty late into this one. But hey, at the very least, things went pretty well this time around. So, hi Naked Guy. How's it going? Okay. Oh, he's upset. Okay. Well, that's that. Let's actually use the Iron Round Shield. I think that'll be fun. You think that'll be fun? I think that'll be fun. Let's do it. Oops. I just unequipped it. If we take a look at it. Thick Iron Shield of Shiva of the East, the heaviest of the standard shields. Deflects enemy attacks, a famous specimen from Shiva's collection, but none who have faced it have lived to tell the tale. Until now. And then we have the Mirakumo, giant curved sword forged using special methods in an eastern land. This unparalleled weapon cuts like a katana, but is heavier than a nata machete. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Requires extreme strength, dexterity, and stamina to wield. And you see, actually doesn't take that much dexterity, you just need 13. But, we don't even have that, so we're a little sad in that sense. So let's rest. I'm gonna, organize my inventory a little bit, and when we come back, I figure now's a good time to actually explore the Great Hollow a little bit. See what's beneath there. We're getting to that point. I think it's appropriate by this time, so we'll do that, and then we'll go back to Darkroot and take care of business there. So, alright, thank you for watching, everyone, and take care.